Welcome in to Box, presented by Temu. Alongside Aaron West, I'm Stefano Fusaro. Unfortunately, today we got to start with the part of the game that we don't love to talk about, and that is injuries. We have breaking news out of NWSL, specifically Gotham FC. Midge Purce has suffered a torn ACL. She will miss the upcoming NWSL season. She just posted a little bit ago on her social media channels talking about that torn ACL. She announced it in a statement saying, quote, "I'm heartbroken to no longer be available for my season with Gotham FC or for Olympic selection with the U.S. women's national team. Know that I'm rooting for you both all year long." Purce led Gotham last year to the NWSL title, earning MVP honors in that championship game. Most recently, she was a member of the U.S. women's national team squad that won the CONCACAF W Gold Cup earlier this month. Aaron, we obviously know that this is a story that's close to you. It's devastating. You hate to see it. And we were talking about this before the show, kind of a larger issue around the women's game and ACL injuries. It's been kind of crazy how many we've seen. Yeah,
it's become a legitimate epidemic. I don't know what current efforts are ongoing to study this problem, but we're seeing it over and over and over, this very specific anterior cruciate ligament injury in women's football. And it's devastating for a player like Midge, who's coming into, or she's in her prime. Yeah. She was fantastic in the final last year, helping Gotham lift the trophy. She started out this season really, really strongly. She was pushing to make that Olympic roster, and you thought that she legitimately had a shot to make it and make a difference. But when you get an injury like this, at any point it's difficult, but especially right now, my heart really goes out to her. This is something as an athlete, you know, is one of the most difficult things you can go through in your career is an injury that serious. But she's got a great mentality. She's a fighter. She's already said she's going to be putting in the work already. She'll be there. So it's terrible news to hear. It's terrible for her. It's terrible for Gotham. And hopefully that this is already one of a multitude of these types of injuries. I'm hoping that somehow the medical science can push forward on this, because it's wild. It is wild.
It's wild. It's wild. And so many good top players in the world are suffering this injury, and you don't want to see that. It's bad for the game. You want to see these players on the pitch. Where does Gotham go from here? You can't replace a player like Midge Purce, but as a collective unit, you can. So where does Gotham go from here to try to get the best out of that position?
Yeah, replacing a player like Midge Purce is very difficult, because she is a world-class player, and she's a very unique player. If you have to look at a bright side of it, is that Gotham does have depth. They, especially in this offseason, were able to add some more attacking talent, more talent in 4 national team players. You have a Rose Lavelle, you have a Crystal Dunn who's coming to this team. So you have players that can fill in that spot. But when you lose a starter, a player who makes such a difference, it's awful for your team. They're going to rally around her to help support her. It's always next woman up, next person up in soccer. This is not an abnormal thing, but it's just a really, really difficult thing for Gotham, Juan Carlos Amoros, and his coaching staff to have to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. Our thoughts out for Midge. We pray for her the best for her recovery, and hopefully we get to see her on the pitch.